Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So for today's video, I mean you can probably tell by the title of the video, I don't know why I always say that, but I'm doing a weight loss Q&A. I thought this would be a good video to start off like 2021 with. This time last year on my channel I did a video all about my weight loss journey, how I lost weight, what I did like before and after pictures. Yeah, that's a year old now, and so I didn't want to just repeat the video and say the same stuff, so I will link that down below if you are interested in that video. So I thought it would be a good idea to get your guys' questions around weight loss and my weight loss journey. And like I said, I think this is a good video to start off 2021 because I know a lot of people's like resolutions can be to lose weight and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought I would do a little weight loss Q&A video, and I'm pretty sure I haven't really done a weight loss video since I did that one a year ago. Yeah, I'm going to answer some of the questions that you asked on my Instagram. This is my phone case, by the way. My mum got it for me for Christmas. It just makes me cry every time. Like, it's so funny. And my sister has one as well, and we just look like lunatics. And I love it. Someone asked, what was your biggest motivation? So, I mean, I lost weight, well, when I did like my weight loss journey, it was like a year and a half ago now. So before that, my biggest motivation, I think I just felt so uncomfortable in my clothes, and I just found that I was always dreading going places because I was thinking about what I was going to wear. And like in summer I was always the one in jeans and like a big baggy top, and I just felt like I wasn't confident and I couldn't wear what I wanted. And when I was going out, instead of enjoying myself, I was worrying what I looked like, what people thought I looked like, just silly stuff like that. So I think that was my biggest motivation, just feeling so uncomfortable and feeling like I just want to feel confident enough to wear dresses and wear shorts and stuff. I'd say that was my biggest motivation, just wanting to feel more confident and not have to worry about what I was wearing or what I looked like. Or I mean, you always sort of worry what you look like and what you're wearing, but just not to the degree that I was doing it. Did you eat better or exercise more? I definitely say eat better. I'm not the biggest like exercise person. If you have watched my weight loss video from a year ago, I do say in that like I'm not a big exercise person. I think to lose weight you need to obviously eat better and move more, but I wasn't like doing 4 HIIT workouts a week and going on runs and jogs. Like that just will never be me, and I feel like it's amazing that people like that. Like, I'm so jealous people have that motivation, and maybe if I put the time and effort into making myself like that, I could be. I don't know, I just don't think I am. I just don't want to work out. I don't enjoy it. I hate getting sweaty. I hate aching. Like, I just don't like it. Yeah, I definitely ate better, but I moved more. So I walked a lot more. I did do like a few like little workouts sometimes, like a few times a week, but nothing majorly. So I definitely say eat better, but I do think you need to move more as well. How long did it take for you to see results? It's really weird because for the first, like, when I started, this was like 2 years ago now. Wait, no. Yeah, like just over 2 years ago. When I first started, it was like I just felt like I could never see any results, and I was losing weight like maybe like £1 a week or whatever, and I felt like I couldn't see any results. And then all of a sudden, like, you'll just look at yourself and you just look different. It was really weird. So I'd say probably like before I started to see noticeable differences, like when I take pictures and like compare, I think, oh my god, like my face looks completely different. Maybe like 4 months, which I know is a really long time. It's really annoying because when you're losing weight you want to be like, I want to look better tomorrow. I'd say honestly like about 4 months, but I did have like a lot of cheat days. Like I wasn't really consistent. I'm sure it can take a lot shorter than that, but that was me just being like up down all the time. Was you ever scared / frightened to put the weight you had lost back on? Definitely. And that's like the fear of like if you have one cheat day for some reason you think you're going to gain a stone back. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've put on weight since I was so I got to like my goal weight, and since then I've put on, I don't know because I don't really weigh myself, but I think I've put on like 6 pounds since that weight because of lockdown and Christmas. I think I've just found it hard to be really in the zone because I'm at home all the time, and you know, this year's just been a weird year. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's normal to be scared to put the weight back on, but I think you should use that as like motivation to stick to it. Like, don't waste all that effort you've put in. Like, if you've lost a stone and you've put all that effort in to lose it, you've eaten better, you've worked out, blah, 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 and then to put it all back on will be not a good feeling, will it? So yeah, I think it's normal though, and I definitely do feel that fear, and I don't want to put on any more weight than I have now because I'll be slowly getting back to what I was like before. I got quite a lot of questions like this. I don't know whether people thought I meant, when I said weight loss Q&A, I meant I wanted to talk about my weight loss like a year and a half ago. Like, I wanted to do advice for anyone who wants to lose weight. I thought it would be a good video in January, but I don't know whether people thought I meant I'm like weight loss for right now. So I had a few questions like this, but one of them was, why do you feel the need to lose weight? You're a 6/8, are you not, which is so slim? I'm not a size 6. Firstly, I'm not a size 6. I would sometimes wear size 6s like a year or so ago, but I don't wear size 6 anymore since I put on a bit of weight. But I wouldn't say I'm like actively really trying to lose weight. Like I said, I think I've put on like nearly half a stone probably. But I'm trying to be better, because in lockdown, like I said, it's really easy. Like I could be really lazy and I'll just order takeaways and stuff, because I feel it's weird, like when you're at home doing nothing, you lack any motivation. So yeah, the Q&A is for the weight loss that I actually did at the weight loss I did before. And right now I dip in and out of trying to be good and stuff, because I know I've put on a little bit, but nothing like major. When we all could go out, did you watch how many calories were in the alcoholic drinks? No, if I went out, I had not a day off, but I had the evening off. Like I didn't you know, count alcoholic drinks. If I drink wines, if I want to drink a wine, I'll have a wine if I went out. I wouldn't drink like vodka, soda lime, because I wanted to be good. Obviously if you go out all the time, then you probably do want to like factor that in and maybe do drink the lower calorie drinks, because it might make an actual impact on your diet. But for me, I went out like maybe like once a month, so I would just have that evening off, have my wine. If I went out to dinner, I'd have my chips and my whatever kebab. But if you do go out like every weekend, or you go out like a few times a week, then I would probably try and pick the healthier options sometimes. So yeah, I guess it depends how many times you go out, because I didn't really go out that much, so I didn't really need to. Someone said, how far away are you from your goal weight? Long way to go. Yeah, so like I said, I was at my goal weight like about a year or so ago, and yeah, so I think I'm like 6 pounds whatever from my goal weight, because I put that on since then. So yeah, like 6 pounds away, which I'm trying to do slowly. I'm just trying to be healthier. Like I've been doing HelloFresh, I've been trying to go on walks more, because I think the biggest thing with lockdown of why I've put that like them pounds on, but why I put them pounds on is because I don't move. Like when I worked in the office, obviously I didn't move a lot, so I'd walk to work, walk home. I'd always go on walks on my lunch. Like the biggest thing for me was walking, and since lockdown, like I do not do any of that. So I've been trying to get up early. If you saw my 2021 new routine, I have actually stuck to it so far. I get up and go for a half-hour walk at 8, I go for a walk after work at 5, and I try and do like a dog walk in my lunch break as well. So yeah, I think that's one of the things what has like made me gain weight from my goal weight, because I don't move a lot, and moving is really important. What is a realistic amount of time it takes to reach your goal? I think it really depends on what your goal is. Like you might just want to tone up, or you might want to lose like 3 stone, 1 stone. You might want to, I don't know, I think it really depends on what your goal is. But in terms of like toning up and stuff, like I'm trying to work out more, because one thing that I'm not happy with is like the actual look of me, if that makes sense. Like I want to be more toned. Like my arms are really flabby, and yeah, I feel like I was way more toned when I was more active like a year ago. And this lockdown, it's annoying because we're locked in the house. Like it's a perfect amount of time and opportunity to work on working out and tone up. We've got all this extra time. But anyway, I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. But yeah, realistic amount of time, I think it really depends. I lost I feel like I lost just under 2 stone however many years ago it was, and that took me like 10 months or something. I actually can't remember. You can watch the video down below and I'll talk about it. I think it really does depend. Like you can't put a time frame on it. It's just when you do it, how big your goal is and stuff like that. Did you struggle to cut anything out? If so, did you substitute it with an alternative? I didn't cut anything out. Again, that's what I talk about in my weight loss video. When you calorie count, you don't need to cut things out. Like you don't need to do no carbs or anything like that. Like if you're in as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you can really eat whatever you want. You could eat McDonald's, you can have it, like you can eat what you want if you're in a calorie deficit. The one thing though I did struggle to not cut out, but I'm like a big chocolate eater. I eat chocolate all the time. That is my biggest thing. Like I'm just mad about chocolate, eat chocolate all the time, and wouldn't stop. So although I didn't cut chocolate out, obviously I had to like really downsize, and some days I would like not have enough calories for chocolate or whatever, because it does add a lot of calories to your calorie count. So that's what I struggled with, was cutting out the amount of chocolate that I ate. even though I do eat quite a lot of chocolate at the minute. And with an alternative, I just found like lower calorie alternatives. So for chocolate, sweet treats chocolate wise, I liked the Fibre One brownie bars, Rocky bars. Maryland cookies do a little pack of Maryland cookies for like 100 calories. Kit Kats are pretty good, they're like 100 calories. So I'd say that was my alternative, but it just never was good enough. It wasn't as good as having like a whole bar of dairy milk, getting in bed, watching a movie and eating the whole bar. Nothing will ever be as good as that. Those are the things that I found as like little alternatives for a chocolate treat. Do you ever binge eat, and if so, how do you move on? Yes, this is something that I really struggle with, is binge eating. I don't know whether you'd call it binge eating, I don't know, I'm just going to call it binge eating. But I think the thing is as well, is if you say like you binge ate, I think sometimes people assume if you're losing weight or you've lost weight or whatever, it's because you restrict yourself or you're starving or you're, you know, whatever. But when I binge eat on a day or an evening, it's not always because I'm really hungry or I'm starving. Like, it can just start and then I just can't stop. It's not because I'm being really restrictive or I'm starving myself, or, do you know what I mean? Do I ever binge eat? Yes. Like I said, I would just start, like it can be, I'm having some chocolate and then it's just, I can't stop. I'll go and go and go and go, and I'm not hungry, I'll just eat and eat and eat and eat until I feel like in pain, and then sometimes I'll even wait 10 minutes and then have more. Like, that's one thing I hate. I just have no control with food, and like I'll order a takeaway and then that day, that's it, I'm just full on eat until I feel horrific. And it's horrible. And how do you move on? I don't know, to be honest. I don't feel like I've got good advice for it, because honestly, if I binge eat loads of food, I'll just feel rubbish all day and I'll just be depressed, and yeah, it's just a horrible cycle. And I actually, I don't know what her name is, but I found a girl on TikTok. She came on my For You page, and she's like a recovering binge eating disorder. I don't have like that, but she's recovering from a binge eating disorder, and I think she's Welsh, and I don't know whether she's come up on any of your For You pages, but she talks up really calmly and she gives that really good advice. Like, if you've just had like a binge eating session, she does like little videos where she talks really calmly to you and is like really comforting and doesn't make you feel bad. Do you know what, let me try and find it, because I'm sure I saved the video, and obviously I know it's not a cure or anything, but when I watched this video on my TikTok, it was like she was really soothing and she made me feel really soothed. Here we go, relaxing video after you just binge. She's at Bob Along with Kirsty.
What we're going to focus on is the future. So what I want you to do, I don't want you to be lying down right now, because that can make your tummy really sore.
Yeah, it's just really sweet, and I think she does like quite a lot of videos like that. Yeah, binge recovery, growing a healthy relationship with food. So if you do binge eat and do it a lot and regularly and stuff, I'd recommend checking out her TikTok, because yeah, little things like that can be really comforting. If you eat vegetables with each meal, it's going to help your weight loss. It depends honestly on the size of your meal. If you're eating like a huge massive calorific meal and then you put a load of vegetables on the side, it's not going to help you lose weight. It really depends on the size of your meal, like what you're eating. Obviously vegetables are typically low in calories, so they're really not going to add a lot of calories to your meal. So if you've got a good healthy meal, you've got loads of veg on the side, it's going to really help, because it's going to fill you up and not add too many calories, and obviously it's healthy, blah blah blah. But yeah, it really depends what you're eating. If you're having like McDonald's and a double cheeseburger and chips and cheese bites, and then you've got loads of broccoli on the side, it's not going to help you lose weight. What kind of workouts have you done to lose weight? So yeah, like when I was losing weight, I think I just said about it in the video, I didn't do a lot of workouts. My main thing was walking, and I really enjoy walking actually. Once I got into the routine of walking, I love listening to music when I walk, or an audio book or a podcast, and it's not too, like if you fast walk, it's not too like sweaty or uncomfortable, or it's just a nice way to work out. So I would really recommend walking, going on like an hour's walk a day. I think it makes such a difference, and it's not too, you know, unless you're really into working out, then there's loads of stuff on YouTube and stuff. I used to just Google beginner workouts, because yeah, I'm not that active or good at exercise, but mainly it was walking, and I swear by walking, I think it's such a good exercise. How to not feel guilty after eating takeaways. I'd love to know, because I feel really guilty and it'll make me feel rubbish, and I'm trying to not order as many. And like I said, this year has definitely been the year of takeaways, because I think because I'm at home all the time, it's just an easy thing to just order a takeaway, and I've been at home all day and I've been bored, and I'll just order a takeaway to cheer me up, but then it doesn't cheer me up, because after I eat it I'll just feel rubbish. So how to not feel guilty, I don't really know, to be honest, but I'm trying to order way less, and not only to feel better, it's also to save money. But I would say probably how to not feel guilty after eating a takeaway is try and reduce the amount of takeaways that you're eating so it feels deserved. That's what I want to get to the point as, because I'm at the point at the minute where takeaways are just a normal thing. Like, they're not a treat because I order like a Morley's or a kebab like all the time. So I want to get back to the point where a takeaway is a treat, and I think if a takeaway is then a treat, you're less likely to feel guilty because you've been good for however long, or you haven't had a takeaway for however long, and then one night when you're indoors, you're, I don't know, watching a movie and you think, oh, I'm going to order a kebab and I'm going to really enjoy it. That's the point I want to get to, but I'm not there at all. I'm a takeaway fiend, is that the right word? Takeaway fiend and chocolate. Takeaway and chocolate, those are my two. Yeah. How long were you in a calorie deficit and what calories were you on during this? So how long I was in a calorie deficit, I actually can't remember. I think I said it in the weight loss video. I really can't remember. Maybe like, I don't know, I can't remember. And I had a lot of off days, like I wasn't always totally on it. And how many calories were I on to do this? So in the video I say that I'm on 1,200 calories. Since that video I feel like I've gained, I think, a lot more knowledge around like nutrition and food, and a lot of it's from you guys as well. Like on a lot of my calorie counting videos, a lot of you have made like really informative comments and things, and I feel like 1,200 was way too low. Maybe that's why I had a lot of breaks. Like I had a lot of times where I would eat a lot of food, maybe because I wasn't eating enough. Yeah, I would say for me 1,200 wasn't enough, and I think for a lot of people it might not be enough. I don't know. Yeah, so I was on 1,200, but I do think that was not enough for like a healthy, consistent calorie deficit. Now I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of calories because I don't want to put on any more weight than I have, like I've said in this video. So I think now I'm trying to do like 1,400 to 1,500. I think is a lot more doable, and you don't feel as restricted. Biggest tip for keeping it off: eating well, obviously, like eating a little bit more but still eating well. Then also I would say staying active, definitely. Go for walks, walk to work, walk your dog. Just staying more active is going to help you keep off the weight. If you're like me, like I said, in lockdown I haven't moved at all. It started to come back on a little bit because I'm not moving. So definitely stay active, go for walks, do workouts if you want to. Yeah. Did you count calories, and has that had a bad effect? So yeah, I did count calories, and has it had a bad effect? No, I wouldn't say it's had a bad effect. I think I'm obviously a lot more conscious about food and always thinking about what I'm eating and stuff, but I feel like I was like that before. So no, I wouldn't say it's had a bad effect, and if anything I think it's had a good effect because I was not aware of calories before and how much are in certain things. I had no idea. So I think it's actually done a good thing because I'm way more aware and more conscious of what I'm eating, and also with calories as well, with having a good effect on me. When I first started losing weight, so this was like October 2018, I think. I wasn't calorie counting for like a month. I just was like, right, I'm going on a diet, and I would just eat what I thought being on a diet would look like. So literally I would eat the plainest foods. For some reason I thought like flavour, taste, sauces, you just wouldn't have if you were on a diet. So I'd have like plain chicken breast, plain veg and plain rice, or like spicy rice if I was feeling a bit. So I did that for like a month until I started learning about calorie counting and realising that you can put flavour on things and you can make things taste really good and have nice filling, saucy meals. So that's something that calorie counting taught me as well, is that dieting isn't just for like plain salads and plain chicken. And yeah, I can't believe I ever used to think like that. Like I literally be like, I'm going on a diet, and then I'd have like a salad for lunch, plain salad, no dressing, and then like plain chicken and veg for dinner, and I was always hungry and I always messed up, and that's obviously why. So yeah, I'd say calorie counting has actually done a good thing because it's made me way more aware of what I'm eating, what I can eat, blah blah blah. How do you always seem to have the motivation to maintain a healthy lifestyle? I definitely don't think I have the motivation to maintain a lifestyle. What? I can't even read the question. I don't think I always have the motivation to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Obviously I do a lot of like what I eat in a day is calorie counting and stuff, but that is literally one day, and a lot of it is ideas for people trying to lose weight or when I'm having a good day. But there's plenty of days where I am just an absolute mess, and I mean, if you saw me around Christmas time, that is eating, and yeah, I did not stop. So I definitely, and it's hard to have the motivation to be healthy all the time and have a healthy lifestyle. Like you wake up in the morning one day and just like, oh, but you can't be bothered to do anything. So I'm trying better to be in 2021 to be a little bit more consistent and go on these walks every day and just be a little bit healthier. But yeah, I don't have the motivation all the time, and I don't think a lot of people have the motivation all the time. Like, other things get in the way, and that's fine and it's normal. Someone asked, how do you avoid binging when you eat things like chocolate? Yeah, like I said, something that I really struggle with anyway. If I start with a chocolate bar, that whole chocolate bar is going to go. I think that's why it's good to have those like lower calorie alternatives, so like a Rocky Bar and Kit Kats and stuff. They're sort of like portioned for you. I mean, you could just go and eat the rest, but they're sort of portioned for you, so it helps you think more about what you're eating. Whereas if I buy like a big bar of dairy milk and say to myself I'm going to have like a few squares a night, no I'm not, I'm eating that whole bar because the bar's open now. So sometimes having things that are like already prepared for you in portions can help. But yeah, it's definitely something that I struggle with. It's like when I've opened something, it's like, let's go in. Someone asked, what do you currently weigh? I have no idea, to be honest. I haven't weighed myself in a long, not in a long time, but like a couple of months, because it's been Christmas and I don't want to know. I don't want to know what I weigh, so I don't know, to be honest. All I know is my clothes are feeling a little bit tight these days. How do you stay motivated? I normally do well for a few days, then give up. Again, something I can really relate to, and I'm not motivated all the time. I think it's like you get yourself in a stride and then it just goes. Like, it's hard to stick to it. Like, for example, the other night, this is my new 2021 routine. I need to stop saying that, but I just wanted to be more healthy, stop eating so much rubbish and be more active and stuff. And the other night I started eating my quality streak from Christmas, and I just couldn't stop. I just kept going and I've nearly eaten the whole tin. So I think to stay motivated, get back on it the next day. Like, it's normal to have those nights where you're a little bit hungrier and you might not eat you might eat more than you wanted to, but just make sure you get back to it the next day, because the worst thing is if you just carry on and then you were good for them few days, it was just a waste, because you've basically ruined it if you just carry on eating too much and then go back to it again, if that makes sense. I think it's normal to lose motivation sometimes. I think it's good to like have things in front of you to remind you of what you're doing it for, whether that's a picture of you before that you really aren't happy with, to keep like looking at it to remind you that you want to make a change, or yeah, something to motivate you. Sounds dumb, but how do you know how many calories are in what? That doesn't sound dumb at all. To know how many calories are in things, most of the time it's in the front of packaging. So if you've bought like a ready meal, it will say at the front how many calories are in that ready meal. There's some things that like you'll have to work out yourself. So for example, if you buy a bag of chicken breasts, it will say how many calories are in a certain amount of grams. So you might need to weigh your chicken breast, and then I use my FitnessPal, an app, so I can scan the barcode, put in how much the chicken breast weighs, however many grams, and then it will say how many calories are in that piece of chicken that you're eating. So sometimes you can literally just look at the label on front of a product, but sometimes you might, if you want to be really precise, you might have to weigh your food and then use something like my FitnessPal to get the exact amount of calories for the amount that you're eating. Any meal recommendations for weight loss? So I've got so many what I eat in a day on my channel. I've got quite a few calorie counting, what I eat in a day. I try not to make them too repetitive, but the truth is I eat a lot of the same things. But yeah, if you watch some of my calorie counting videos, there's quite a few not recipes, they're definitely not recipes, there's quite a few like just little meals that I do the calorie counting. And I've also recently started doing HelloFresh, which I've put on my Instagram a few times. I've seen quite a few people use it, so I thought I would just try it out, and I absolutely love it. Not all the meals are really low in calories, so you might have to sort of suit your day around what meal you've picked on HelloFresh, but it's all fresh food, like all really good. I haven't not liked anything that I've picked so far, and yeah, I'm obsessed with it, so I really recommend HelloFresh. What did you do if you slipped up on your diet? Like I said before, the best thing is the next day get back to it, because it's so easy when you slip up on your diet to be like, oh, do you know what, I'm just going to start Monday again, or I'm just going to start Friday, or I don't know why I'd start on Friday, or like put it off even more getting back to it. But get back to it the next day, because it really won't do as much damage as you think it's going to do. If you carry on that way for a few more days and then get back to your diet, then yeah, it probably is going to do some damage. But if you get back to it the next day, you're way more likely to stick to your routine, and it's not going to do as much damage. So yeah. Did you ever feel hungry while losing weight? Yes, I did. I think especially in the beginning, it's normal to feel hungry. You're used to eating a certain amount of food and a certain amount of calories. So then when you're in a calorie deficit, you're eating smaller portions, healthier foods, blah blah blah. Like, I think it's normal to feel hungry. I definitely felt hungry. Like, I wouldn't always, I wouldn't feel satisfied, but obviously I was used to having a really big dinner and then going and having like a whole pack of minstrels and then another pack of chocolate, and switching that around and going and having a healthy meal and then like a Kit Kat after dinner, I didn't feel the same. And I think that's normal. You are going to feel a little bit hungry, but just stick to it and you will start adjusting. Your body will start losing the weight and you'll start feeling more satisfied. That beginning bit I think is really hard because it's quite a dramatic change from eating what you did to then being on a diet. You do feel a bit hungry sometimes. How often did you weigh yourself? So when I was losing weight, I weighed myself once a week and I did it on the same day before foods. Did you ever become obsessed with losing weight? I wouldn't say obsessed, but definitely when I was like full on in the weight loss mode, it takes up a lot of your thought. Like you're thinking about what you're eating the next day, you're thinking about your healthy food shop, you're thinking of food ideas. Like I think it does like overtake your brain a lot, and it's like sometimes a bit frustrating when you think, oh, I just want to not think about what I'm putting in my mouth. So yeah and no, I wouldn't say obsessed, but I think it's natural to, when you're on a diet, you are thinking a lot about what you're eating, what you're going to buy. Do you have a certain body goal inspo / a real life person inspo? Definitely, but they're not bodies that I could ever achieve, so there's no point. I try not to look at other people's bodies as a goal because I'm never going to look like that. I mean, I'm obsessed with Hailey Bieber. I think she's so stunning, and her figure, I just love her figure. She's really toned and her stomach's really toned, but I'm never going to look like that. My legs don't look like that. I don't have long legs. I don't have like really skinny, muscly, like toned legs, and even if I worked out all the time, my legs just don't look like that. Yeah, so I try not to. Like obviously I would love to look like Hailey Bieber, but I'm not going to look like her, so I try not to. Can you still drink wine on your diet? When I was actually properly losing weight, I wasn't as big of a wine drinker as I am now, so I didn't really have that problem, to be honest. Wine's quite high in calories, I think, isn't it? Yeah, you can still drink wine on your diet, but maybe try not to drink it that much. I think that's something I want to do, is like not drink as much wine. Although to be fair, I'm not really at the minute because I'm not going out the house. Like I drank a lot of wine around Christmas and stuff, but right now I'm not really drinking as much. But yeah, you can still drink wine on your diet, probably just not as much as you'd want to. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video now just because I've been talking for a really long time. If you'd like to see like a part 2 weight loss Q&A maybe, because I've still got quite a few questions on here, so if there's something you'd like to see, then do let me know. The last question I'm going to answer is, what is your go-to meal when you're super hungry but want to eat healthy? I love bunless burgers. Bunless burgers are so good. I mean, obviously it's a bunless burger, but they're really filling and they're really comforting. They don't feel that healthy. So I would have like a reduced fat beef burger, or as they do salt and pepper turkey burgers, which are so nice, or just a reduced fat beef burger. I'd usually have it bunless, but depending on what calories you've got and all that stuff, you could have a bun if you wanted to. You could cheese, single, burger sauce, jalapenos, lettuce, cucumbers, and it's all veg as well, so it's all good for you. But because it's in a burger, I feel like I don't notice that I'm eating something good. And then sort of like homemade chips on the side that you can make out of new potatoes. Making your own chips at home is like a better option than just putting in like some McCann frozen chips, and then having like some burger sauce to dip it into. That is a meal that's not super high in calories. It's not really unhealthy, but it feels like a good meal, like when you're really hungry, having a good burger and chips. So good. So yeah, that is all the questions that I'm going to answer. I've still got quite a few to answer, so like I said, if you did want to see like a part 2 or something, or whether I could include this in like a what I eat in a day, I think I answered like a lot of the questions though, because some of them are just like worded in a different way. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I will link the weight loss video in the description box if you did want to check it out and see what I said a year ago, which blows my mind. That was a year ago. I look really awful in that video, by the way. My lashes are huge and I just look crazy. But yeah, I will link that video in the description box if you just want to get more information. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and it was a nice video for the start of 2021. I also want to do another like what I eat in a day to lose weight, so you can get some meal ideas and things if you are losing weight. But yeah, I'm getting out of breath because I've spoken so long. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more healthy weight loss things and stuff. Yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.